Amo Chris.
And me, I'm Tyler.
That's right. Today's car comes to us from Mexico.
Come along and join us for a ride in the GMC Terrain Denali.
2018 GMC Denali.
This thing's got a little bit of pep.
You know, when I was younger, I always wanted a Denali.
You did?
I did. More in the Tahoe version. GMC's version of that was Yukon.
Okay.
But this little Terrain is a pretty good vehicle.
So do you like how this is driving down the road?
I like the feel of it. The shock has good response. The seats feel comfortable.
Okay, so what about the engine though? This has the 2-liter inline-4 turbo with 252 horsepower. Can you feel that it has that much?
The 250 horsepower with those numbers, I just feel like it should have a little bit more. I think it's a great cruiser. I think for what it was designed for, that's good. But I would expect 250 horsepower to maybe
feel snappier?
Feel a little bit more snappy.
Do you think we could say that that might be in part fault of the 9-speed transmission?
I think so, because as I'm going around these windy roads, you kind of get in these weird rev ranges where it has to drop down and then
shift back up.
Shift back up, and it's doing that over and over and over again. But I would imagine it's all for the sake of trying to get 23 miles a gallon.
I'm sure. But if you wanted that good gas mileage, why wouldn't you get the 1.5? But then you don't have any horsepower.
Well, and the goofy thing about the engine choices on here, so you can get a diesel, but that can tow 1,500 pounds. So you can't tow anything with it, so really the only thing that diesel is doing for you is a little bit of fuel economy.
Okay.
You can get a different trim level with what's the other engine option?
A 1.5 inline.
A 1.5 inline 4. You're going to get a little bit better gas mileage, but then you have less than 250 horsepower, so it's going to feel even more doggy.
So with that engine, you only need 87 compared to 91 octane in here because of the larger engine.
Yep, the premium fuel, so you're getting 23 miles a gallon, but you got to remember that you're paying a little bit more at the pump, which if you're going to get into this premium, if that's what we're calling it, segment, you're going to be required to put premium fuel in. Drivetrain aside, there are some pretty cool features in this thing. So you got, what is that called?
The lane departure assist?
Lane departure assist. So right now I'm going towards the center line and it pulls the wheel back into the middle. I think that that's a great thing if you're a person who is good at driving in between two lines. But if you're one of those type of people who either hugs the center line or
the outer line,
you're gonna be annoyed with it, so you're gonna have to turn that off. But if you're driving down the freeway and not paying a lot of attention, just putting some miles on, zoning out, I think that's a great safety feature to have.
I agree. It also has a sensor to tell you how close you are to the car in front of you.
Okay, so on that topic, you got cruise control in here.
Yep.
But I don't think that you get whatever the technical term is, adaptive cruise control, right?
No, you don't in this car.
So that's kind of a fail, I think, on GMC's part, because every other SUV in this segment, I can't think of one that doesn't at least have the option to get adaptive.
I think it's weird they don't even have the option. I understand not being standard equipment, but an option would be nice.
And I'm not a huge fan of adaptive cruise controls in a car that has it, because I want to be going the speed that I want to be going. I don't want to be following something in front of me. But I can see that it's used.
Yes.
Cruise control aside, there are a lot of awesome features in this Denali.
I have to concur. These cooled seats on this warm spring day in northern Minnesota are keeping me nice and cool, and it's great. They also have heated seats too.
The other cool thing is in the back, where your passengers primarily sit, GMC took care of their passengers.
Yes, they have heated seats back there. They can heat the back or the butt, and both at the same time.
I mean, that's pretty forward thinking, I think. There aren't many cars, especially in this segment, that do that. The first one that comes to my mind is like a Cadillac, does that often.
I concur.
But this thing is creature comforts. There's a ton of them.
Yes. I like this huge panoramic sunroof.
The sunroof is great. It's got a good tint on it too.
Yeah.
So if I was to take my hat off,
your bald head wouldn't burn?
It's not going to burn my head off. I believe, I don't need it now, heated steering wheel.
Yes.
Which is a great option.
Especially for our winters.
Once you have a heated steering wheel, you'll never go back. And that's hard to explain to somebody who has not had a heated steering wheel.
I don't know what it's like.
It's fantastic. Almost too good, because there's days when I should be wearing gloves and I don't even bring them.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the seats real quick. There is something that's really cool that you only get with the Denali.
Are you talking about these nice little headrests with the Denali written in?
I mean, having that's why you're paying premium pricing for this SUV.
Because they don't write that in the other trim models, because this is the Denali.
I mean, it's fantastic. GMC was brilliant with their marketing of the Denali.
Yes.
I have heard some criticism with the outside badging. Mainly that there isn't enough Denali badging. But I kind of like it. It's a little bit more subtle, and you have to be a car guy looking for those details to notice that.
See, you like subtle things. If I were spending this money on a Denali, I would want to flash it and show it off that I bought the Denali.
So instead of having Denali written in the chrome pieces on the doors, you'd rather have it in an actual badge
Yes.
on the doors. That's a good critique. I think that you're going to find people that sway both ways.
I agree.
They're going to like it the way that it is, or they're going to want it to be a little bit more flashy.
Very, very true. I still don't know how I feel about these little poles for the gear changes.
Yeah, it's a nice trick. I still believe that I prefer to have the traditional shift lever.
Or what about even a column shifter?
Well, I think the column shifter died in the 90s like it was supposed to.
That's a good thing.
One thing that it does do is it gives you more storage space here.
Yeah.
Which, more storage space is always good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the infotainment center?
I think it looks nice. It looks classy. I don't know how exactly functional it is.
It's pretty responsive when you
really
touch it back and forth.
But it's weird.
One thing I can't figure out with new vehicles, you got navigation, right?
Yep.
It works good. But you go back to home.
We have some Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Why would you not use the maps on Apple CarPlay or Android Auto?
I have no rational idea why you would choose to use your navigation system in your car over Apple CarPlay.
If I can offer GMC one suggestion, it's this. Take out the navigation system in the head unit and put in another option.
Yep.
I don't know what that option is, but something.
Yes. I like, personally, that they have the buttons here along with the screen that's a touch screen.
Do you like all the buttons, the dials, the busyness of this area? Do you think it works well together, or?
I like it because I personally like to hold something in my hand rather than touch a screen.
Okay. Because like on some cars, you have the climate controls inside this head unit, and
Yep.
I have to agree, I do like them to be physical, palpable things that I can touch.
Yes.
Looking out of the car, it has a good feel. I feel like I'm cocooned inside of something better than what's outside.
Yep.
Right? The noise is almost zero, outside noise. You got beautiful touch surfaces.
And you got some leather I mean, leather, wood, and then more leather, two-tone leather inserts.
Yeah, what do you think you do with that pocket? I mean, I put my phone in there because that's about all it's going to fit in there.
I think that's what they designed it for, was a phone.
Which makes sense. Now everybody's got a phone, so you got a family of 4 people.
And it's inconvenient for the passenger to have to reach in their pocket every time, and that's where the passenger would generally put their phone.
That's a good point, because usually if you have extra phones, you put them in the cup holders.
Yep.
What happens if you have some in the cup holder? Like a drink.
You can't place your phone there.
Good point. I don't know, it might just take some getting used to, but the display in front of me, tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, I feel like it's tilted at an odd angle. It's almost like it's tilted.
I think the weird thing is it's perfectly 90 degrees with the car and the road.
Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Okay.
So it looks like it's down because you're so far above it.
I mean, I think it's just one of those things that takes a little bit of getting used to, but currently it's just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Overall impressions.
I enjoyed it. Do you?
I enjoy it. I really like it. I think GMC has done a really good job putting the options in there that they feel deem the Denali nameplate.
I think they did a good job targeting the specific audience they had too.
I agree. I mean, you're not going to be zipping around on a racetrack with this, unfortunately for you and I.
Yeah.
But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hauling around your family. You're going to be bringing your kids to sporting events, and you'll be going cruising down the freeway.
It's a good mom SUV.
It is. Or a dad. Like, I like the exterior look of this thing. I like the way that the windows kind of create a different shape on the exterior. I like the boxiness of the front of it, and it's not too boxy.
I like how big the grille is.
I like the grille. I think it could definitely be a male or a female car.
Hey, the car just shut off.
You know, okay, the start-stop function. I don't know if I love it. So we stopped, right?
Yep.
Well, it's in drive.
Okay.
So I gotta put it in park.
Hey, it turned back on.
So now I gotta shut off the car.
That's all sorts of stupid in my opinion.
So if you think about the stop-start function, which on this car you cannot turn it off, you put a lot of wear on starting components, like the starter,
the battery,
the engine itself, which I wish, I guess, in this car that you had the option to turn it off.
I agree.
Thanks for riding along with us in this 2018 GMC Terrain Denali.
Make sure you guys click that like button and subscribe. Also, we're gonna give away this bottle of Ammo Car Wash. The details are gonna be in the description of this video, and it's gonna be given away when we reach 50 subscribers.
Until next time, we'll see you later.